is established in 1967 in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. It's a US based company for more than 50 years, 53 years already. But our office here, the office Nutrient System DMCC Dubai, is less than a year by this very person, very handsome guy, Mr. Jerry Hironi. He's actually not an American citizen. He is from Ontario, Canada. He's Canadian. Though Carico is established in US, eventually it started with a group of great salesmen with one vision by Richard Sir Capadona, helping people live longer, healthier lives. And how is that possible? Because of the products that is really helping people to become more healthy and to become sustainable when it comes to their lifestyle. Okay, so Sir Jerry is a Canadian, worked with Carico for more than 30 years, and eventually after more than 15 years, he was able to expand Carico outside of the United States. Though Carico has already been established in 32 states with almost 46 offices in the United States, he was the very first person to expand it outside the United States. And from there, he met the wife, and of course the wife is Filipina, so he eventually wanted to help a lot of OFWs because there's a lot of immigrants as well in Canada. So they opened office in the Philippines, they opened office in London, in Italy, and so on. And last year, November 24, 2018, he came here to open this office. So almost 1 year now. So don't be, you have to be present, oh? Don't be gone to celebrate with us the anniversary. And I'm very proud because the past 4 months was very a good sales when it comes to global sales. So Dubai office becomes number 1 since June, July, August, and September globally. So we're number 1 because of the many people like them who pursue things, selling the very products we have. So without much further ado, I think we are very we already understand how we come to exist here in Dubai. So we are already having a legal license and legal entity, and very soon we would be having our own, also our office in many parts of the Gulf, and even in Abu Dhabi, and anywhere, as long as you would have your capital, or if you would have your 220,000 3 consecutive month sales, then we could open anywhere you want. Okay, but anyway, I will be discussing to you the compensation plan about the company, but allow me to be discussing to you the products. Well, we have a very fundamental products. Fundamental because it is a life-giving. Life-giving because without this, we could not live. First, I would be demonstrating to you the mattress we sleep. Well, we all know that we spend how many? 30% of our lifespan on bed. Nobody's exempted. Of course, many would have more than 30% if you are a good sleeper. So you are in bed maybe full day or more than 30%. But of course, when we grow old, we are still required to sleep at least 8 hours every 24 hours. 8 hours every 24 hours. But since we are stressed from work, we are bombarded with radiation, we could hardly sleep 8 hours. If we could sleep that long, then it's a very good thing. Why? Because sleeping is a rejuvenating thing. Or if you would consider it, trying to compare it on a cell phone, when your cell phone got low bat, you have to recharge your phones, correct? You could charge your phone by a fast charging battery packs or normal charging. When we say fast charging, it would take only like 30 minutes and you would have 100% batteries. correct? So you could do as well with sleeping. All you have to do is reach the rapid eye movement sleep, then your full body would be relaxed. And how could you do that? By, of course, by the help of grounding effect or earthing. See, in earthing, if you would be walking outside barefoot, you could get a negative ion. And that negative ion helps you rejuvenate. Why is it needed? Because nowadays, all of us have cell phone. And any electronic devices would always have radiation, or we call it electromagnetic force. And this is the number one causing cancer now, the number one carcinogenic. So this is a device that would test electric field detector, okay? So all cell phone or any electronic devices would always have an electric magnetic force. And this causes cancer. And this would drain us. See? So especially if you're charging your phone beside you while sleeping, so instead of recovering or rejuvenating, you could not, because of the radiation that hinders your recharging or rejuvenating. Especially for girls. Every month you have your own menstrual period. So lack of sleep would make you what? Monsters. No, I'm just kidding. Lack of sleep would make you moody, irritable. And nobody's exempted. Some would have a tremendous dysmenorrhea. Some would have only like a headache. Some would lack sleep and they would get a dizziness or vertigo. But lack of sleep would kill us and would be the cause of many other problems. So sleeping with this mattress is a very good thing because of the technology. This is the only mattress in the world with 21 years warranty. You could buy the most expensive mattress, but there's no other like this. 21 years warranty. Why 21 years? Maybe it is already full of bacteria. No way. Why? Because of the silver lining. This is a handmade mattress, patented in 3 countries, Italy, China, and United States, and the same supplier of your luxurious bag. Name it, this materials is from that supplier as well. And it is handmade, not fabricated by machines. So it is made by hands. The technology is superb. Superb in the sense that there is no molds or bacteria living inside your mattress. That's why it has a 21 years warranty, because of the technology and the airflow, making this mattress colder during summer and warmer during winter. So if there's a change on the temperature of your mattress, bacteria or molds would never be able to survive in there. Because if you have an ordinary mattress and if you have an AC room, then eventually after a few months or years, there are like microbes or bacteria that could live in a cold temperature, correct? Or there are bacteria that could live on a hotter temperature. But when the mattress environment changes, of course, the bacteria could not adapt hot and cold environment. And not only that, if you could not afford walking barefoot outside, we have a topper. This topper has a grounding effect. The grounding effect is really good, that you don't have to sleep 8 hours. But of course, if you have this, you could sleep more than 8 hours. The good thing about this, it has a grounding effect. So see here, if it is with a lot of electromagnetic force detected with any electronic devices, it would never come to this. So this becomes your shield. This becomes your tool to have a rejuvenating effect. So instead of having an 8-hour sleep, you just have to sleep 2 hours and you're okay. But of course, if you have this, you would have a deep sleep and you need to have an alarm clock. Why? Because you would be probably sleeping more than 8 hours. Because your sleep would be very deep. Okay? So I would demonstrate to you how powerful a negative ion would be. Can I have a volunteer, please?
Volunteer. Baby volunteer.
Come here.
Volunteer.
Yeah, it's good. We will see.
You will become strong. There's magic. Let us see. Yes. Volunteer.
You just have to fit close, okay? And I'll pull you on the side, okay? And you have to resist, okay? Make sure that stand still and don't fall to the left. So don't move your
Straight. Straight.
feet,
Straight. Don't move your feet.
and I would pull you down. 1, 2, 3, go. So there's no balance, no? It's a very little effort from my side, and he would fall. See, he would lift the feet. Okay? But if you would put this one on his armpit, we will see if he would become stronger. Okay? Feet close. 1, 2, 3, go. So he's very strong. He's very strong. So that's how a negative ion would be. So eventually the negative ion would be going to your body. It's like recharging faster. So the good thing about this, many of our clients here who have only having a shared accommodation, bed space, partition, cortition, or whatever shun you'd have, because they are saving, for the accommodation. The good thing about this, because it's a silver lining, it is antibacteria. So their bed is no bacteria at all, not even cockroaches. The other side of the partition or the cortition, you would see a lot of bacteria there. No bed bugs, nothing. Why? Because bacteria don't like the smell of pure silver. It's a pure silver. So, it's up to you. You have to go out walking barefoot or buy our topper. So, if that not convince you, of course, all of us also need to drink healthy water. When we say healthy water, we should have to have at least 8 to 8.5 pH balance. pH. May pH indicator ka? Meron ako. Hindi, meron ako. Madam, dami.
Ayan. Test.
Hello. So when we say pH balance, it's from 0 to 14. When we say healthy water, we should have to have at least 8 to 8.5 pH balance, or we call it alkaline water. Why is it that alkaline water is important? Because that's the only way that the nutrients, the vitamins that we intake, like the food, we eat carbohydrates, we eat protein, it would be digested inside our body. It would stay there unless we have water that would help us transport it to our system, like heart, brain, wherever. Okay? Going to the blood or any veins. Only healthy water could make sure that the nutrients we fill into our body would be distributed to our system. Again, only healthy water. When we say healthy water, it should be at least 8 to 8.5 pH balance. Why is that so? We drink a lot of liquids. Colas, coffee, they have a different purpose. If you drink wine, it could not transport the nutrients to your heart. If we drink acidic water, it's still acidic. It has a different purpose. If we drink coffee, caffeine has a different purpose. When we say healthy water, the purpose is a transportation. That's why we need to drink how many glasses of water every day? 8 glasses of healthy water a day. Because if you drink acidic water, it would never be counted as 8 glasses. See, if you drink coffee, it would not be counted as healthy water. It would not be counted as the 8 glasses. So even you would drink soft drinks all day, it would never be counted as the healthy water. So it is a must. Our body is composed of 70% water, and nobody is exempted. We are drinking bottled water. They have a very good water here. Thanks for the government. But the problem is the transportation. And we are in the part of the world that sun is part of our daily living. They transport the water bottle to the shop, and even before we could buy it, it's already contaminated. We are reminded by the Ministry of Health that never drink recycled water, or we said the leftover waters inside the car. And we do. If we buy some waters and left in cars, we don't drink it again, right? Because on our mind, it's already contaminated. But again, before we could buy it from the shop, it's already contaminated. Why is that so? Because the transportation and the warehouse is already not a controlled environment. And in this shop, if you would go down, you could see that bottled waters are just lying outside the shop under the direct heat sunlight, right?
And the plastic also.
And the plastic is not BPA. That means the contamination is very strong. So I have here a pH balance indicator. So to test this water, it's the same. Tap water. So see, when we say healthy water, the color of the pH balance should be darker or purple. We have to have this purple. So if it's yellow or green, green is safe. It's neither acidic nor healthy, at least. So we'll see. We should have to drink this color of water by this tester. Water. So this is very yellow, orange, and this is the only bluish purple, and it's free. That one is very yellow, acidic, right? Can you give me a Carico water, please?
Water.
So this is your water. You buy it, you spend something for it, and I would show you that buying this water filtration save you. Why is that so? Because this Carico water filtration is a stainless surgical steel, and it has a lifetime guarantee. So when you go home or when you go back to Philippines, and if you don't have enough savings, at least you could inherit this to your children, and they could be used by their children's children and their children to the next generation. You could never break this one down. Why? Because the material is used is so different that it has a lifetime guarantee. So the same material used by Bentley or like the Rolls-Royce is a stainless surgical steel, pure steel. It would never go to rust. And again, this filtration is a 3-stage filtration, is a one of a kind, and it would be used 3 to 4 years. 15,000 gallons could be used on this one filter. And monthly you could just clean it with running water. That means by using this, you would be saving compared to your buying bottled water. So you would say 3 years. This would cost only $200. That means 2 times 3.68, around 900 dirhams. 900 divided by 3 years by 12, around 20 dirhams per month. And you could use this every 3 years to 4 years, depending on your consumption. And that is a lifetime warranty. So you saved a lot, because how many bottled water you could buy for 20? For sure we are spending more than 20 dirhams. especially if we have with our family and we have with our kids, then for sure we are buying water than we thought that we do. So it's a lifetime guarantee. This is replaceable cartridge. Could be used 3 to 4 years. That's how good our water filtration. Okay. So this is the Carico water filtered water, okay?
Wow. Dark.
So be the judge. So this is, in the Philippines it's very expensive. To buy alkaline or water is very expensive. The most expensive water in the Philippines, alkaline. But look how your water is. So now we would proceed to our juice master. Juice master, why we need to juice? Why we need to juice? Well, they say an apple a day keeps you away. Keeps the doctor away. That's very true. But why we need to juice? Well, when we are caught with some emergency situation and we are rushed in the hospital, of course the doctor would not give you an apple. Open your mouth, this is an apple. No way. Right? Because we have to have how long? 4 hours to digest and get the nutrients out of this. Digestion would take time. But medicine would have only a time lapse. Like if you buy Panadol, it would take 2 hours, then you have the paracetamol immediately. But the IV or the simple sugar or with the dextrose, it will take 2 to 3 minutes. It's already inside your system. So if you have the IV paracetamol, then it is faster to relieve your fever. So the doctor would not give you an apple, but would give you IV. Same thing with juicing. So in juicing, you could do all natural thing to get the nutrients by means of eating. You could get whatever you'd like. So if your program is to have a diabetes mellitus or for acne, anti-aging, you don't have to buy glutathione just to have a fairer skin. You could have an anti-aging, you have to have anti-acne, you have to have Alzheimer's. I have a Juicing for Life in my bag. Can you get it, please? We have a book called Juicing for Life, and it is like a it's a book that contains a lot of like a receipt. So it's like a cooking book, but this time it's like a juicing book, and it's a juicing for life. Okay, so whatever you think of, even any disease that you could think of from A to Z, you could find it here. And with that, you would be able to do all the basic things. So even here, first page, A to D. So from acne, age spots, cellulite, carpal tunnel, cholesterol, I don't know. I'm not a medical practitioner. But I mean, come to think of any diseases or illness you could have, do it naturally. So this is a Juice Master. The good thing about this, it has 10 years warranty without additional cost. So worry-free, you could juice 24/7. And the good thing about juicing as well, if you really love to have a healthy life, juicing is very important because it's the only way or the fastest way to recover. So if you would go to any shop that would offer a juice, you have to wait or to have the fresh juice. Why? It's also important that the leftover juice or those juice that is made 2 hours or more, it's no longer healthy. You already lose its benefit. It becomes acidic. Why? The substance already curdled, it is called fermented. You just imagine you make a milk, and don't drink the milk for 5 hours, what would happen? The milk would be fermented and you could see the separation between the milk and the water. Same thing with juicing. Instead of it becomes a healthy diet, it would becomes an acidic. It has a different purpose. It could be a detoxification, but it would no longer serve its primary purpose. So I would show you now how easy to use this juicer. So we have cucumber, apple, celery, and just hold this. It has 6,000 RPM. It's a fast juicing machine. And the fastest is all, we have a turbo of 12,000 RPM. Maybe you could get 7,000 or 8,000 RPM in other brand, but you could never have 12,000 RPM. So this is the 6,000 and this is the 12,000. So just imagine how fast is that. So with this, it's very easy to juice. Even a young kid could do it. So easy. So anything that would get inside the cylinder, you could do it. Okay?
Green. All greens. Walang carrots pa lang. Mga sweet.
Amoy pa lang.
Oo. Yan. Turbo.
So it would not take. So that's how our juice. We could taste it, and you could see how healthy it would be. Just imagine how many cucumber and celery I put it in. And the good thing about this, you could also mix it with some fruits and vegetables, where it is very difficult to serve with kids, especially with kids. But with this, they would taste the sweetness of an apple or whatever. Then you could serve healthy juice for your kids. Because nowadays, kids would love only Happy Meal or instant meal from fast
Pwede
food.
pang kaunti lang.
Nuggets, fries. More.
A taste. Light lang. Oo. May acid. Oo. Acid.
This is healthy. This is
You want-
healthy. I would share to you a story. I have a very good client. They have a lassi shop, an Indian guy. Lassi shop in tourist club in Abu Dhabi.
Oo, buta.
So first, his can juice, no. So he bought a, I will not name the brand, a juicer that cost him like 2,000 dirhams. But only 2 weeks, it was broken. So he returned it to the shop. I would not say Lulu. So he returned it because it's under warranty 1 year. And it was under repair. Of course, he could not stop doing juice because the shop is a juice shop. Okay? So he bought an expensive one. Heavy duty. 4 years warranty. But it was only good for not even 1 month. So from 2 weeks, 1 month, all the 2 juicers are broken. And I told him, I have a good juicer and it is 10 years warranty. If you break it, it would be free.
Yeah, because there is one.
Okay? So now he's happy and now he has 3 juicers because of course the 2 juicers were back and he tried to use it, but then again it was broken and the taste is totally different. Why? Because the blade is also the stainless surgical steel. See, material will also have a different produce. Okay? So juicing is very important, as I said, because it is the only way to get the nutrients naturally. So think of any plant or any diet regime you could having, and you could do it on juicing.
Everything is on the mind.
Yes.
I read starting to read.
And it is already proven and tested. And if you try to search in Google or in YouTube, you could see a lot of testimonies that they were healed because of juicing. I'm not saying that they're using the Juice Master, but of course, with the 2 years installment, then why not having this Juice Master when you could have 10 years warranty and can be paid in 2 years time? Okay, so moving forward, we have a lot more of good products, and I think before we would be moving to the kitchenware, this would be the second to the last. We have this 10 stages air purification system, purifier. What makes this one different from the other one? Can I have cartridge? Cartridge. Bag ko na lang, may cartridge.
Page. Yung...
Demo ka. Si Arnie. Si ano? Si Leia.
Up.
Bagal lang ang sister.
Ayun.
So this is what is inside this one. Okay? What makes it special? Because this is the only air purifier that has this. What is this? Ordinary like white carbon or white what? This is actually a HEPA filter. HEPA. This filter is used, specially designed in the isolation room inside the hospital. If you know what an isolation room, this is more than a VIP. This is more than an ICU. This is more than a emergency. This is the most expensive room in the hospital. Why? Because this is used by those patients that undergoes chemotherapy. This is the room that is used by those patients who undergoes dialysis. You could have dialysis and go home just after. But if you're rich enough to afford this room, this is the room that uses HEPA filter. What makes this filter different from any other filter? This doesn't only capture the smallest particle on air. This does not only capture bacteria. What makes this special? Because this capture even viruses. So that means if you have chicken pox, if you have flu, you have cough, or any viral diseases that could be transferred, with this, we would never be having the same disease again. Especially if we're living in the same roof. Okay? So normally, especially now here, change of temperature, kids would start having fever, cough, and cold. And eventually, for adults, it would be very difficult that we would acquire their disease because we have a stronger immune system. But especially for kids, especially in school, one after the other, then it would become like a viral thing. So no one would be exempted. After one student to the other, then everybody got sick. Because it's viral. It's on the air. This air purification system would clean your room 2 times in 1 hour with a area of 1,000 square foot. How good is that? Bigger than this, 2 times in 1 hour. And you could have an ozonized. So if you have asthma, asthmatic people always use inhaler. Ventolin, salbutamol inhalers, okay? These inhalers make their lungs at least wide open because it's clogged. The immune system or their lungs is so weak that for some allergens that come in, it would be clogged. Okay? With this, it makes it as if they are having a nebulizer inside the room. As if they are breathing a ozonized air. Ozonized air, that means that we are breathing more oxygen than any carbons. More oxygen than nitrogen. Our air is, actually, it's designed to have 30% oxygen and 70% nitrogen. More nitrogen. But nitrogen is a safe air. But what makes this one not safe? Because of dust and carbon dioxide and monoxide and a lot more heavy metals inside our air. That's why those having a weak immune system would have a difficulty in breathing. So many poor people having asthma stayed in their houses. That's how sad. They could not live a longer life. Asthma is a very deadly. My grandfather died because of asthma. My cousin, as old as I am, died because of asthma. They came from a province, so before reaching to the hospital, she died.
Most of the people don't know that.
They died. It's okay if you would have an allergic or skin allergy, because if you eat some thing that would cause your allergy, you just scratch, you would just be irritated. But if your heart would be affected, then you would never reach the nearest hospital. That's how serious asthma is. At least if you are having some allergies, then it would go after a day or whatever. It's okay. It would be only in the appearance. But when your heart is affected, it's deadly. Heart attack is actually some caused by asthma. Okay? So, after that, we move forward to this. Kitchenwares. Well, Richard Capadonna is a former networker. The only thing is that when he got his billions with Salad Master, when he perfected how to make those Salad Master kitchenwares, he made sure that he would eventually building his own empire with a vision of helping people live longer, healthier lives, but not in a networking way. Okay? So, this is his brilliance. So, what makes us different from Salad Master? We have Ultra Cooker. He never presented this one to Salad Master. All the Salad Master kitchenwares we have. The good thing about that is our price is way too cheap from them, but our materials is way better than them. If they have 316 titanium material, we have even 320. If they are selling this for 10,000, we are selling this 2,800. Just imagine about that. And if they're selling this maximum of 12 months, we are selling this installment maximum of 24 months. Very cheap. What about the health benefit of this? See here, if you would be, for us Filipinos, we like, soup or stew, especially fish or sinigang. Then you could have a sinigang without putting water here. Just put fish, put the sitaw, you put the ladyfinger, all the ingredients, and put the ingredients without water. It would be filled with water by their own steam. How crazy the product would be. If you would be doing it with your ordinary kitchenware, your fish would be fried fish.
Yes.
Would be burned. Here you would have the soup of your life with the own steam that the fish and the vegetables produces. Just imagine, those water is from the ingredients itself. Especially if you don't have the water filter of Carico. So you get it from your tap water that contains a lot of chlorine and put it on your sinigang, then it's not healthy. You would be cooking healthy food. Without this, it's no longer healthy, correct? here without water, and it would be served perfectly, as if you have a chef-like hands, even if you're not chef. Especially this. I'm not a chef, and I'm lazy. I don't like staying in kitchen. But my mother usually asks me to cook rice, and I obey. Because we have rice cooker. So my rice is perfect. I just put the water, I just turn it on, my rice is perfect. Okay? This is an ultra cooker. So if your rice cooker could do perfect the rice, then it's times 10 wiser than rice cooker. Why is that so? You could barbecue here. You could adobo here. You could sinigang here. You could cook rice here. You could make this one a pressure cooker. You could have oatmeal, steamer, browning, baby food, rice, oatmeal, soup, poultry, slow cooker, meats, beans. So think whatever you could think of cooking, you could do it and do shower or do Facebooking or whatever you'd like to do, like what you are doing by rice cooker, and you have this. Simple as that. Very intelligent, right? Only with the Carico. So I think I already discussed everything, and one thing about the company is the compensation plan, because the company wanted to help us not only to become healthy, they wanted also to make us wealthy. So they share the financial aspect or commission in the company that no other company would be doing. No other company that would be doing. So basically would be discussing about what? This is not a networking, this is a commission-based direct selling company. So if you buy 20,000 worth of CPO, okay? What is CPO? So the requirements is 20,000, 20K CPO. What is CPO? Commission paid on. Okay? So if you buy any material, it includes shipping, handling, and tax. And it differs from any country to another. Like this one, it has a different price from here because we have less tax and we are very near to US. Then compared to London, they have 35% tax. Compared to the Philippines, when they have less tax but shipping cost is expensive as well. So when we say buying this one would have a shipping and handling and tax, so we call it retail price, okay? So all those products has its own retail price, but we are talking about CPO, commission paid on, or we call it cost price. So if this would cost you 10,000 retail, maybe the CPO or the cost of this, where the company would give you your commission, we call it CPO. Of course, the company would not give you commission on the tax. The company would not give you commission on the shipping and handling, because as I said, it is different from one country to another. But we are uniform with the requirements when it comes to the cost, because those products have the same cost all over the world. You understand? Also, if we have that, we are talking about 10,000 for that, maybe the cost of that is only 8,000. So 8,000, 8K, that is a CPO. So what the company is requiring us, we have to at least buy 20,000 CPO. When we buy that CPO, we would become certified consultant and we get 18% installment. So if we have installment, of course we have 24 when it is cash. Okay? So the good thing about this, if they buy it installment, for example, if they pay 4,000, 20,000, you just have to pay down payment of 20%. So 4,000. So if you are a certified consultant and I sell you 20,000, I would get how much? 3,600. You paid to the company 4,000, and I go to the next customer. You paid to the company 4,000. I get 3,600. Maybe another month. To the next month again, I sell to you another 20,000. You pay to the company 4,000. You get your products, 20,000 worth of products. I would get how much? No, I would get 4,800, and I would become assistant manager. Why? Because I already sold 40,000. See, you paid 4,000, I get 4,800 already. That means the company is already getting out money from his account just to give me. And again, if I would be selling another to you, you gave another 4,000, I would get 4,800. And after that, to the fifth one, you paid 4,000 to the company, I would get how much? 6,000. I'm already a district manager. It's very generous, right? Look, all these clients, you just pay 4,000 to the company. And I'm getting bigger than you are giving to the company. You get all your products, you just pay the down payment, and I get my commission in full. That's how good the company is. Very generous. And of course, if you go down, you would have a profit sharing, and you could have at least from 18, it would be, this one would be 24%, this one would be 30%. Down to the fifth, 5 Diamond Director, 36%. And if it is a cash, it would be 40%. Of course, you would get something bigger. 4% bigger than the installment. So if I am a 5 Diamond Director and I sold it to you, you paid 4,000 to the company, okay? I'm a 5 Diamond Director, and you paid 4,000 to the company, and I would have this, I would get 7,200 already. Isn't it amazing? And again, there is no company like this. Thanks to this beautiful woman keeping it. Because by the way, I forgot to tell you that indeed because of her, we have our office. We started last April 2018. We don't know that guy. He owns Nutriway System. He said that if he can sell, we can sell at least 200,000 dirhams, he would be coming to visit us. This lady owns a salon and started selling shower filter and the mattress and many stuff, and just like that, Sir Jerry Horney come to visit us and open this office. And now we are growing. And again, for 4 months straight, we are #1 globally. And I think that's all for tonight. Thank you for coming. Unless if you have any questions. Questions? But of course, there are some requirements. Like opening a credit card, you would have to have a requirement, correct? So to have an installment, you have to have a requirement. You have to have your passport copy, you have to have the check. 24 hours or what, 24 checks, or if you pay it 6 months or whatever. It's up to you. But they have, you have to have the requirements in order to do the business. Or else no company would just give you the product paying 4,000 only. It has requirements. So you can ask to whoever invited you to come here, and I'm so happy that you come here, and at least I was able to share how good the company would be. And that's all. Thank you so much.
Diba? Uy, lobat na pala. 49 minutes.